How's it going? Thank you for tuning in. This is part 9 of a video series where I'm customising a Epiphone Les Paul Special 2LE into an Alien. Bang, this is where we've got so far. In the last episode we did all the polishing and the buffing. It's looking nice and shiny. So today what I want to concentrate on is getting the lighting for the eyes installed. Yeah, so we're going to have to install the 9-volt battery pack into the back of the guitar, and then I've also bought some see-through, well, some like opaque black perspex to go in the eye sockets once the LEDs are installed. So yeah, we've got lots of wiring and issues to play with. I've never really done any wiring before, so apart from the standard like wiring up a guitar, like I've never really messed around with LEDs and stuff like that. So if I do make any like random like bodge job errors and there's any professionals watching this, please forgive me, because this is the first time I've ever had a go at it. I've had a little practice to make sure I can get them to work. Let's just hope that on camera it works as well. Right, so here I have the body nice and shiny. I'm going to give it another buff before I give it a full setup, just to make sure it's extra shiny. But yeah, so I've got the LEDs for the eyes. There's a 9-volt battery in the 9-volt battery pack, and then there's the switch that we're going to install to turn the lights on and off. It did have little plugs on it, but I've cut them all off already, just and exposed the wires. There were like, I don't know if you remember, there was a big group of these lights. If you saw in the previous video, there's a big group of those lights, and I managed to just cut 2 off. Right, okay, so the LEDs that I bought came with these little sockets that the lights go through and sit in like that. What I ideally want to do is get these in there, but these are threaded and I don't have anything to thread them into. So what I plan to do is I'm going to take these little bolts off, because they don't really do anything for what I'm planning to do. But I'm just going to fill it up with some super glue and just smash it in like that and let it set, and then the light will come in from the back into it like that, as long as it's not disturbing the pickup. And the pickup goes in, no, the wires are fine. So yeah, I think it's going to look amazing once you've got the lights in the eyes, and then you've got the option of playing with the lights on or off. It's just a bit of a novelty really. I bought this perspex. So what I want to do is get the template that I made for the outer rim of the eye, trace it onto here twice, and then cut it out on the bandsaw. When I cut it out on the bandsaw, I want to leave a little bit of a gap between the line and where I cut, and then afterwards I'll use some files and just file it down to size so that it fits in. So I'll just move that out of the way for now to clear some space. Right, so here's the template that I used for the outer rim of the eye of the guitar. Just match where that fits. Yeah. So that is the eye. What we need is a pencil, or a pen. Just happen to have a Sharpie marker on the floor. How handy is that? So yeah, let's just draw a couple of these templates. One. Just try not to waste. Try and keep as much as we can. Okay, now that we've got our outlines of our eyes, I'm going to head over to the bandsaw and get them cut out. So I'm just going to cut down excellent. So now I've still got this piece. So I'm going to use it for something else. Cut these out. Okay, so there we go. I've got two eyes. Oh, wrong way. That way and that way. As you can see, they don't quite fit at the moment. So I'm going to use this file just to knock it all back to the lines. Alright, so I'm just going to take this file. It doesn't take that long to get in there. It's pretty quick. And I make sure that I only go up to the line and not past the line. I don't want to go into the line because then I might make it too small. I just want to make sure that I've got some wiggle room when I place them in. Got to be careful to keep it quite close to the edge of the bench, otherwise if I have it out here, I've got the possibility of snapping the perspex and you don't want that. It says that I'll be able to go and snap it. Yeah, so you get the idea of that. I've got two of them to do, so what I'm going to do is I'll do that now and catch up back with you in a moment. Right, that's it. I filed it down. Let's see if it fits. No, I've still got a little bit of wiggling to do to get that in. Let's do some wiggling. Right, I'm just going to try and smooth it off on the oscillating spindle sander and give it more of a rounded edge and just wiggle it away. Well, let's see if that one fits. Oh, it's getting there. Don't want to do too much, I normally take a little bit off at a time. You know me, I'll bugger it up. Oh, so close. Back to the sander. Oh, that's basically there. You can sand it a little bit. Here, there's a bit of sand. And you can just do a little bit. That'll do. I don't want to push it in too much because like this one, I have to get it out. I don't want to damage the body. Right, so that one fits. I'm just going to give it a little sand all the way around just to smooth it off. As long as there's no like gaps from there to there, no light will get out of the gap, like any gaps that there may be. That's pretty solid. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, I just need to get the other one the same as that.
A few moments later.
So right, we've got one eye there. And another eye there. Cool. Let's leave them to the side for 1 minute. Cool. Now that I've got the eyes cut out, I am going to look at installing the lights. So let's have a go at doing that. Okay, so let's have a little tester run just to make sure that everything's still working. I'll push it through. I'll try and push it through this little hole here. Try and pull that through as much as I can. Just fold that over. Let's do the same with this one. No, I've probably got them on the wrong sides. Go through, Gordon. In you go. Pull that through. Okay. Now let us just, so red to red, and then black to black. Hey, we've got some lights. Bang. So right, yeah, it all works. Let's turn it off. Let's undo everything, because I need to push the wires through the body. So the first thing I want to do is flip this over. So what I want to do first is get the wires from the switch and install them on the battery pack. Probably better to take the battery out because I'm going to have to screw it in at the bottom to screw it into the body. Okay, so let's get the one line from the switch and push it through our little hole here. Sorry, our line for the battery. Pull that through here. Right, now we need to permanently fix this in place. Right, let's try the black one first. Hey, right, that's through. Cover it back. Just twist it together. That seems pretty on. Right, let's do the same with the red one. Try and go in this side. Hey, straight in. We like that, we do. Right, that's that hooked up. What I want to do now is pull that in. Push that down. That is now in place. What I want to do is open it, and there's 4 tiny little screws in there that I've got to drill holes for and then screw in. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is get my bradawl and just mark out where the holes are. And I can pull this out and I've got my 4 holes there. So I'm just going to use a little 1.5mm drill bit. Just 4 tiny little holes. Cool. Right, so now that I've drilled the holes, what I'm going to do is push this back in. I get my tiny little screws. Tiny screw. Just try and drop it in the hole. I do. Let's try and screw it in. Oh, like that. That's in. Okay, right, the battery pack is now in. It's a bit annoying, the tiniest little screws in the world. What I want to do now is get the switch in place. So I'm going to need to take these, again, tiny little screws out. Okay, right, now I want to push this through there. Right, so now that's in, we want to flip it around and there's our little switch poking through. We want to get a tiny little screw. There's that one. So now what I want to do is get my switch, push it through as far as I can, and hopefully these should line up. That one's in. Right. Switch is in. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is get this wire through this tiny little hole down here so that it comes out the pickup cavity. Let's twist them up a minute. Push that right through. And lots of extra cable here, it's unnecessary. Long and everywhere. Right, next thing I want to do is get, where have I put them? There's 1, 2. So I want these little sockets to sit in here for the lights to go into. So I don't know, I probably could just push them in. They do go in pretty easy. Bang. Next thing I want to do is get our lights and get these wired up. So I want to get that one and blend it with that. Then I want to get the red one and do the same. In, oh. Just pull it through. Get that one there proper good. Pull this one through. Get this one on here proper good. And then they should float back into their holes. Bang. So what I need to do is open up my battery pack, 9-volt battery. Right, it's the final test. Hey, we have light. That's cool. Right, I've got loads of wire here, so what I want to try and do is if we pull this all back through here. Cool. Right, I'm left with all this wire. I probably will do something with this in future. Basically, all I've got to do is get that to there, so I can chop all of this off, essentially, and I'll do that later on. But for now, that we've got our lights in, I'd like to concentrate on getting the, that's so cool, yeah, getting these eyes on. Now, my only way to kind of put them on is just to super glue them. But once I do that, I can't get back into this cavity. Which isn't a problem, because originally that cavity wasn't there, so it's not going to affect the guitar or the way it plays or anything. But it just means if the lights do get pulled back into this cavity here, which is a big possibility, the only way I can put them back is to open the pickup, really remove the pickup and push the lights back in like this. But hey, it is what it is. That's that one. This is this one. Let's see what it looks like, shall we? That's so sick. I think I need to paint the inside of the cavities black. Definitely. Because it lights up all the wood and you can see all the wood in there. Right, okay, so I've got some black, just some black standard acrylic paint. Get a paintbrush. What I want to do. Yeah, and I just want to paint inside the eyes, basically. Oh, that's better. Okay, now that that's done, I think it's time to super glue on the perspex. Okay, so super gluing on these. The first thing I want to do is make sure that there's absolutely no dust on them whatsoever. Don't want too much, just like a little dribble around the edge. Again, I don't really want to drip any on that light, so let's get that. Let's give this another quick little whoosh, 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 whoosh. Which way is it? That way? No, it's this way. Get that in there, son. Bang. That is sick. That is awesome. Okay, right. Sadly, that is going to be it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm really happy with the progress that we're making with this, man. It's looking sick. Where's my switch? I don't know if you can see it from there, but yeah, we're lighting up, we're turning off. In a dark club, that's going to look sick when you're playing on stage. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like this video and consider subscribing down below. I'm a new channel, I'm trying to grow. This is the first build that we've done, but trust me, I'm going to be doing many more. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Next time I'm going to be doing the final setup and play. So yeah, part 10 will be the final part in this series, and we're finally going to get to see A, see what it looks like, and B, see what it sounds like. But yeah, thank you very much again for tuning in. Like, subscribe, peace and love.